Hi, this is Erin from Blossy Bee. Welcome to my channel. The plan for this video is to relax and unwind while creating a friendship rock. And to do that, I'm going to be hand drawing a jellyfish onto a rock and using Posca pens to bring it to life. So the rock I'm using today is quite a dark coloured rock, and so I'm not using a pencil to hand draw my outline today. I'm going straight ahead and using one of the 0.7mm Posca 1M markers. So I've already given away the fact that I'm drawing a jellyfish, so I draw the bill, or the what we'd think like is the head part of the jellyfish, and I'm going to just add in some basic designs as well as I go. What to tell you, I love jellyfish. I love teaching about jellyfish. Some of my favourite jellyfish facts are, well, they're probably around about 500 million years old. That's how long scientists think that they've been around for. Some think even perhaps up to 700 million years. That's incredible. And that's before the dinosaurs. Long before the dinosaurs. They've been around for so long that they survived every single mass extinction event we've had. I think we've had 5 mass extinction events, and the jellyfish have just continued, which is pretty amazing. And they haven't even changed that much either. So they are made of 95% water, and they don't have a brain, they don't have a heart, they don't have any bones, they don't have any lungs or blood. Most of them don't have any eyes. There's a couple that do, like I think the box jellyfish have quite a few eyes. I think a couple of dozen eyes from memory. And yeah, so they're pretty incredible. I've just drawn the tentacles there, and so they have stinging cells in them, and they can either stun or paralyse their prey until they can eat them. So they have a central sort of a mouth and in the middle of their body, and it's not just a mouth. It's used for taking in food and getting rid of waste, so it's a multi-purpose. But it also does something else that's really cool. They can suck in water and then squirt it out really fast, and that propels them forward. So I just think they're an incredible animal. The other thing that's really intriguing about them is that there are some jellyfish that they call the immortal jellyfish, because if parts of them are cut off or damaged, or even if they get to a stage where they're dying, the polyps, they can form new jellyfish from them. So it's like the never-ending story of jellyfish. And the other interesting things, I think, are, like, there's some that have grown up to 200 kilos. I mean, that's just huge. And then there's others that are microscopic. There's some that live only for a few hours, and there's others that live for a year or two. And yeah, we have jellyfish in Australia, and over the last couple of years we've had some jellyfish start to come down to Tasmania, to the beach near where I live, that have never been seen here before. And so the local marine scientists think that that's because of global warming, and that the waters that they normally live in, the temperatures have risen too much for them, so they're drifting down. And unfortunately, what often happens with jellyfish is that unless they're actively moving by jet propulsion, I should say, by propelling themselves through the water, They just are basically at the mercy of the ocean, and so if they've got very long tentacles, especially, they can get trapped in bays and the mouths of towards rivers and near beaches, and they just don't have enough energy to get out. And even though they are not actively wanting to use their stinging cells, they can, wrap around or just even pass over a swimmer's skin and create a lot of pain. So I think they get a very bad reputation for that. And yeah, I know that some cultures eat them. I can't imagine that. It's really interesting to think about eating something that's like 95% water. But yeah, they can be a delicacy in some countries. And I just think I think there's several hundred different species of jellyfish. And look, I'm someone who is really mesmerised by, space, but also the sort of opposite of space, like underwater, the deep, deep parts of our planet where we have water, like the Mariana Trench and other places like that. And I know that there are some jellyfish that they've found, even recently they've found new species of jellyfish that some of them are bioluminescent, and some of them, as I said, some have eyes. And yeah, I just think they're a fascinating creature. And they can be so exquisitely beautiful. And yeah, so the jellyfish I'm doing today is just a made up one out of my head, and a very sort of naive, stylized version of a jellyfish. But I wanted to try and add in the feeling of movement and, having those tentacles curving around. And I wanted to have it a fairly pastel sort of a colour as well. I just wanted it to be fairly delicate. And yeah, you'll see a couple of times I stop. Actually, I just do it straight away there. I do it twice in a row. The Posca pens, if you press down on them, which is how you actually sort of recharge them, they will flood. And I did it twice in a row, as I said, which is really frustrating. But I just usually keep a little piece of paper towel or tissue to hand and soak up the extra paint, and you can usually just move on without it. But yeah, I have made a really big mess sometimes doing this. I've ended up with paint dripping down the side or all over my hands and things like that. So you do have to be careful, but I love being able to make these little dots, which to me are sort of representative of the, not just the stinging cells, but also that, like sometimes you see they might be pulsating and things like that. So yeah. So I'm just going over several layers each time, as I've showed you before, because I like to make sure that it's quite vibrant. And now after I let that dry for a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and use an opal coating. So it's called Opal Dust. It's a Jo Sonja. It's almost sort of like a varnish, and it has highly reflective pigments in it, and also some glitter, a holographic glitter. So I don't normally use this on my friendship rocks. I would normally just give them a spray both sides with the Rust-Oleum 4 times shiny spray varnish. But this one, I just wanted it to be a little bit extra sparkly when it moved. And so you just paint this on. I'm just using a dabbing brush because the rocks are quite uneven on the surface, and I want to be able to sort of squeeze a little bit extra in if there's any little holes or anything. Sometimes when you're using a paintbrush, it will just go over them. So I like to be able to just sort of squish the product down into there a little bit. Yeah, so I'm really happy with how my jellyfish turned out, and I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'm going to show you some of the finished video and photo of the jellyfish at the end. And what you won't see, unfortunately, is that I will go ahead and put on the back of it the information about my local friendship rock group. My group's called Taz Rocks, and they have a Facebook page, and you can upload pictures of your potential or after you've done a rock drop. And if people find your rocks, they can also upload a pic if they want to show that they found it, or they can re-hide it, they can take it home for a little while. It's up to them. And yeah, and I'm going to try and head up to my local quarry this weekend to get another stash of rocks, as I'm really enjoying it, and it's such a nice thing to do. I often do it just while I'm sitting on the couch of an evening if I'm watching something or just relaxing. Yeah. Well, here we go with the final product. So that's it, wet, and then just through the magic of editing, here we go, it's dried, and hopefully you can see that cute little shimmer and sparkle and the little glossy finish that it's added to it. And then I'll go ahead and spray over it as well, just to seal all of that in. And I might have to be very careful about where I drop this one, because we're not allowed to use things like glitter. So I'll make sure I do it somewhere where I know it's going to be someone who keeps it, and it's not going to stay out for a long time. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate it so much. Let me know in the comments if there's any other designs you'd like to see me do, or if I could give you any more information. I do read every single comment, and it makes me so happy. I'm nearly at 100 subscribers, and I can't believe it. It doesn't seem real that there's nearly 100 people out there who've taken the time to watch my videos from little old Tasmania. So thank you again. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.